Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, my name is Julianne and I am a Canadian. I'm living in Germany, and this coming spring, like 2022 spring, I am starting a Physiotherapie Ausbildung in Germany. And I'm making a bit of a series to show you guys how I'm preparing for that. So last week was the first video when I talked about my application process, the interview, and why I decided to do physiotherapy in Germany. And this week I'm going to talk about how I'm actually preparing myself for the Ausbildung and how I'm trying to get my German as good as it can be before starting. And the goal that I have for myself with this is that I can be as prepared as possible before starting my apprenticeship so that I can actually keep up with the pace of the classes and the materials so that I don't fall behind. Because not only am I doing a pretty intense Ausbildung, but it's also going to be in my second language. So there will be a lot of preparations until April 2022. So without further ado, let me introduce you to a few of my new best friends, the ones who have been teaching me the past few weeks since coming back to Germany and really stepping up my preparation game. Subject number 1, German grammar drills. So this book was written by Ed Zwick, and so far I haven't done too much of this book. I'm trying to do at least one exercise every day, and one exercise will include maybe like 10-15 questions or something. And I wanted to get this book because it is written by an English person and he's explaining the German grammar but in English, and I really wanted to try this book out to see if it would make a difference, you know, because sometimes when grammar is being explained to me in German, it's really difficult to wrap my head around it because I did not study English grammar in Canada. So when you talk about all of the terms, like, I don't even know what are some terms. So something like prepositional adverbien, I would never be able to explain that to somebody in English what it means. And so learning it in German, you know, it doesn't really make it so much easier. And for some things, I have been told that, just like bluntly, there is no way to explain this in English because it just doesn't exist in the English language. So I think having somebody explaining it in English, I'm hoping it'll be good. So I will have to do like a review of this book later when I work through it a bit more. But so far it's good. So far it's good. Subject number 2 is The Fault in Our Stars in German. And that is Das Schicksal ist ein mieser Verräter. But really, if you're going to be learning German, you can take any novel you want. The reason I took this one is because we have it. So that's the first reason why I took it. The second reason is that it's like kind of medically based because they have cancer. It kind of talks about some medical things and has some medical vocabulary in it. And so that's the reason I took this one, because then I'm hoping it'll help me a little bit more learning some like medical based vocabulary that I'll maybe be able to use in my apprenticeship. So I'm starting with this one, and what I'm doing is I actually read a page, just like one page at a time. I'll read through it, and then any word that I don't understand, then I will go back and I will write it out, and then I will translate all the words that I don't know, and then I will reread the page so that I can understand it more. I mean, I've read the book in English. I haven't seen the movie, but I've read the book in English. So I know the storyline and I know enough of what I'm reading that I can understand what's happening, but getting those last little words that I don't understand put back into it helps a lot, so I like fully understand what I'm reading. And I will just go page by page. I'll try and do like 2 pages a day, which again, it isn't that much, but it's because right now I'm writing out, I mean, some pages I'm writing out a lot of words and other pages I'm not writing out so many. So I'm hoping that, you know, maybe by the time I get halfway through, then it'll go a little bit quicker. I'll be understanding more. And that's the goal. The goal is to finish the book and see a difference when I get to the end. So this is a list of words that I had previously written out from some of the other pages. And words on here that I didn't know are like betrachten, which is considering, hield is held, taub is deaf. So I am like learning some of these words and I might have to repeat learning them a few times, but I'm okay with that. And subject number 3 that I am learning from is this guy right here. It's das Muskelbuch, and I mean that's what it is. That's all it is. So it's just like talks about different muscles and anatomical functions of them. So it just talks about the different muscles in the body and different functions of them. This is something that I haven't started learning from yet. So this book I'm not going to start learning intensely until the new year, maybe even February or something, because this is like a full-on academic textbook and I cannot understand what's written inside of it currently. So my plan is that I'm going to get my base German level up a little bit, and then hopefully I'll be able to understand the text a bit more. But a big reason why I got this book is just to like learn the names of all the muscles in German. And okay, if you are a physiotherapist or you're studying or doing an Ausbildung in physiotherapy, or I mean even if you're just like a normal German, then please help me. In Germany, do they use the Latin terms for muscle and like everything anatomical, or is there German words that they use for them? Because in English, they're like English words, but they have a lot of the Latin term kind of built into it, or some of them are Latin and some of them are just like straight out English. So how is it in Germany? Because I have been trying to find anatomical diagrams that I can study from, and it's really difficult to know what's actually used in Germany. So if you know, then please leave it in the comments because I'm very curious about that. If everything's Latin and I should learn the Latin terms for everything, or if there's an actual German term for it, I would be very thankful. And another reason why I bought this book is because I thought it would be very useful when I'm actually in my Ausbildung and actually studying, because I think I'm going to need a lot of resources to be able to keep up with everybody, and I was recommended this book, so this is what I got. Actually, let me grab my English book and I'll show you guys that. This is it. It's huge, and guess how much this cost me in Canada? This was like $300. It was insane, but it was like a requirement for my college class, so I had to buy it, and I am sure as hell gonna get some use out of this. So it is a huge textbook, and I will be using this honestly in my Ausbildung, because if there's something that I'm not totally understanding in class, I can use this book as a reference to explain it to me in English. So that's what this is for. And another thing that I actually got when I was studying in Canada was this book. So honestly, I think it would have been nice if I would have been able to use this book instead of this one, but there are differences because this one is obviously in English and this one is totally German. So that's why I had to get this one. But I think this will just be a good reference book to have while I'm in my study. Okay, and then here are some other things that I know I need to work on. I don't know how I should like start. I mean, I guess I just have to start and I just have to do it. But writing in German is something I struggle with because I just don't enjoy doing it, and yeah, I really struggle with that. So I know that I really need to work on my writing. So maybe leave down in the comments if you guys have any ideas on how I can actually do that and incorporate it and make it like more enjoyable. I would be really happy if you could give me some ideas, because I know that's something I need to work on, and I have been putting it aside for so long. I need to do it. And other than all these books and stuff, what I am doing to help with my German is I am talking as much German as I possibly can with both my husband and with my in-laws. And so I only talk German with my in-laws. They're really good at talking German with me, and which would seem easy, but I feel like for me and my husband, we met in an English setting and we started dating talking English, and when we got married we were talking English. So we are so used just to speak English with each other that it's really difficult to remember to speak German. And so we do it as much as we can, but it's probably not enough. We do need to speak more German together, but that is something that has improved a lot, especially since even last spring. I feel like my speaking has gotten quite a bit better, and that's just because I'm like finally able to like speak conversational German, and because of that I'm getting better at it faster than I was before I could speak conversational German. So that's great, and I'm really happy about that. I need to keep going with it so that it's a little bit better, I guess, obviously, because I'm trying to be as prepared as possible. Other than that, I think listening and hearing is really important. So that comes a bit when you're speaking with somebody, obviously. But another thing is films or movies. Watching those in German has been really beneficial. And actually, so on Disney Plus, there's the new Home Alone movie. I watched that completely in German, and I felt like I could totally understand what was happening and what they were talking about. So I was really happy about that, and I think I just need to prioritize that more when I watch films, make sure they're in German. So that's definitely something I'm doing more of now, and that I will continue doing. It's something really easy and enjoyable. Just when I'm watching a film, make sure it's in German, and then I can enjoy a film and relax while also hearing the German. And it's a less stressful way to learn, and it's more enjoyable. I mean, there's films, there's TV shows, even YouTube, and that's what I'm doing right now. You know, for some people it might seem like a lot, for others it might not seem like that much. I think for me, this is a good level for right now because I have been like out of school for so long that I need to like slowly incorporate it back into my life, and slowly incorporating the discipline of school and the like intensity of it. So you may be wondering what level of German I actually have, and the last full course that I took and the last exam that I had was with B1. So I have the B1 certificate, and B1 was the last actual class that I finished. That was pre-pandemic 2019. So in early 2020, I started B2, and I was doing B2-1. And then it was shut down until a year ago, which was about last October, and then it opened again and I started the class again. 2 weeks later, the school was shut down, and ever since then, I have not had a formal German class. And I mean, it's really too bad because I feel like if I just would have continued going to the classes, my German would have gotten a lot better, a lot faster, because they're intense German classes. It's really too bad that I couldn't have that, but I mean, everybody didn't have that, so I cannot complain. So now I think most German schools are open again. I have decided not to go because it's expensive. I'm gonna be honest, it is expensive. I was going to Volkshochschule and it was less expensive, but it's still like really expensive. So that's one of the reasons why I decided to try and learn by myself. I think that with the right mentality and like discipline, I think that's totally possible. But if you guys need to, or if you want to, then definitely go to a German course, because if you want to do an apprenticeship, they need at least a B1 certificate, and so you will have to write a B1 exam. And here's the thing, I think most apprenticeships, they require a B1 for the application, but to actually be able to do the job, they usually unofficially require you to have a higher degree of German. And so typically they would say technically you need a B1 to apply, but to actually go to school here and do the work, you need a B2 at least. So because I already have my B1 certificate, to go that extra little bit to be able to get to a B2, I'm going to try and do at home. And that is just a personal decision that we've made. That being said, because my Ausbildung doesn't start until next April, I have a good amount of time for myself to learn by myself. But also I'm planning in the new year to do a practicum, and if I have the time, then I'm gonna do a practicum for a few months at least. And I think that is also going to be so beneficial to my German, as well as being in the work environment that I'm going to be in, and I'll be learning more of the terms that I'll be needing in school and also in the workplace. So that's another thing that I would recommend you guys doing if German is your second language and you do want to do an apprenticeship in Germany. If you have the time, then even for a few weeks, doing a practicum can be really beneficial. And that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you guys could learn something from it. I will leave a link to all of these books down in the description. There's the Muskelbuch if you're doing like physiotherapy or anything where you need anatomy, this is good. I'll also link this one, but I will probably do a review on this like in a few months or something. So I will have those two books linked down below in the description if you're interested in them. And if you made it this far, then please write down in the comments something that you're doing to learn German that has been really beneficial for you. I would really love to know, and I would like to create a bit of a community down in the comment section where we can learn from each other and give each other some ideas. So that would be awesome. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!